Welcome once again this week, gentle folks, to another day for your La Liga predictions. I hope you had a wonderful week last week and you got some good results. So for this week, we're going to jump straight into it and we'll start on Friday. Alright, then we start with Rayo Vallecano versus Getafe. Let's go straight into the predictions. And for this one, I think it's going to be a close one. I think that both teams should score, I believe. Both teams should score. In terms of a winner though, I think it's going to be close. I'm going to call this one a draw. But it's going to be close and I think any one of them could win. So in terms of a combination bet, I would go with either team to win and both to score. In terms of scoreline here, now I'm going to say that we're going to have a 1-all draw here. And so therefore, that's what I do. But now as it relates to the handicap system, my scoreline being a 1-all draw here, as I said on the day, I think the most we might have is 3 goals. So that means that one would win by add goal. So if I were to take a bet on the handicap system, I would go with Getafe to win by a goal. I'm going to take the draw. Alright. And this would mean basically if the game ends 2-1, then we'd win this bet. 2-1 in favor of Getafe, that is. We would win this bet. Alright. So recapping my predictions for the Rayo Vallecano versus Getafe game, I'm expecting here that both teams should score. I'm forecasting a draw for this one. And also in terms of a combination bet, I would say either team to win and both to score. And my predicted scoreline, I'm saying 1-all. And as it relates to the handicap system, I go with -1 for Getafe and I'll take it draw. Alright. This means that a game should end 2-1. 2-1 in favor of Getafe, or the Getafe should win this one 1-0, then we'd win this bet. Alright. So those are my predictions for the Rayo Vallecano versus Getafe game. And now we're going to move on to our next game, which is Girona versus Cadiz. And this one is an interesting one. I think this one can be anybody's game, to be honest with you. This game, Girona versus Getafe. Girona versus Cadiz. Sorry about that, my humblest apologies. Girona versus Cadiz. I think any one of them can win this game, and so I'm going to go straight into it. And I'm going to take a draw for this one as well. I think both teams scoring here. And in terms of a combination bet, I always say double. In terms of a combination bet, I would go with let's see here. I'd go with both teams to score and under 2.5 goals. Yes, this is a nice combination bet. In this game, I'll take that bet, yeah. And as it relates to scoreline, I'm saying here 1-all scoreline again for this game. This game, I'm seeing a 1-all scoreline here. And as it relates to the handicap system, I do the same thing like we did for the game just before. And in terms, I take that same bet. And so therefore, I'd go with Girona to win by a goal, but I'm going to take the draw here. Alright. So those were my predictions for the Girona versus Cadiz game. Recapping predictions, I'm forecasting a draw for this game and I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I said both teams to score and under 2.5 goals. For this game, my predicted scoreline is 1-all, and as it relates to the handicap system, I'm taking a -1 for Girona, but I'm taking a draw here. This means that basically both teams will score and they'll cancel each other. It would end the draw on the handicap system, that is. Alright, so let's get over to our next game, and our next game is Valencia versus Elche. Valencia versus Elche, this is an interesting one. I think this one has the possibilities of being a draw. I don't think it's going to be easy for Valencia, but I'm going to take Valencia to win. In terms of both teams to score, I'm going to say yes. And as it relates to a combination bet, I'd say either team to win and both to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying here that we're going to have a 3-1 victory for Valencia. In terms of the handicap system, I'd go ahead and take Valencia to win by a goal. And otherwise you could take the draw here, but I'm going to take Valencia to win by a goal in this one. So recapping predictions for the Valencia versus Elche game, I'm expecting Valencia to win this one. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say both to score and either to win. Predicted scoreline for me, 3-1 in favor of Valencia, and on the handicap system, I'll take Valencia to win this one by a goal. Alright, so we're going to move right along to our next game. And our next game is Mallorca versus Sevilla. And for Mallorca versus Sevilla now, Sevilla, they have been off to an awful start this season. They are yet to pick themselves up. They're playing in Europe. I don't know if that's impacting them much, but they're having an awful season, to be honest with you. They're having a very awful season. Sevilla, they're all the way in 18. Yeah? That's how poor they have been. They're all the way in 18. But let's get back to the head-to-head here. And so, therefore, for this game, Sevilla versus Mallorca, to be honest with you, I'm just going to start here. I'm going to take both teams to score. And then I'm going to go straight to a combination. I say either to win and both to score. Alright, in terms of a predicted scoreline, I am going to go with Sevilla 2-1 based on the half averages, and they should be able to find themselves by now. Yeah, they are a team that has the ability, and so hence the reason why I'm taking them to win by 2 goals. As it relates to the handicap system, Sevilla to win by a goal, I'm going to take this one as a draw here. Alright, so that if the game ends 2-1, this would be what we'd get on the handicap system. Alright, it would be a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions, Mallorca versus Sevilla. I'm expecting both teams to score here. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say both to score and either to win. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Sevilla. And on the handicap system, I'm going for -1 and they draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Sevilla versus Mallorca game. And we're going to go right into our next game, which is Atletico Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid. Alright, Atletico Madrid playing in Europe this week as well. As you know, it's now Champions League and Europa League and Conference League. So every week we have them playing in Europe. It impacts results of some games, but sometimes it doesn't. So, but as it relates to the scheme though, I think that here, Atletico Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid. For this one, I'm going to take Atletico Madrid to win. Both teams to score, I'm going to say no. And as it relates to the scoreline, I'm taking Atletico to win this one 1-0. And as it relates to a combination bet, I would take here let me see. I'm going to take, yes, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to take either team to win and under 3.5 goals. Alright, that's my combination bet. As it relates to the handicap system, I have Atletico winning 1-0. So if I go for them for a -1, that means that the game would be ended in a draw on the handicap system, and so therefore we're going to take a draw here on the handicap system. So recapping predictions for Athletic Bilbao, Club Atleti versus Atletico de Madrid. I'm expecting Atletico de Madrid to win this one. Both teams to score, I'm saying no. In terms of a predicted scoreline, I say 1-0 in favor of Atletico de Madrid. In terms of a combination bet, I'm saying either team to win and under 3.5 goals for this game. As it relates to the handicap system, I'm taking a draw on the -1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Athletic Bilbao game versus Atletico de Madrid. Alright, so we're going to jump straight into Sunday, and we're going to start with Celta de Vigo versus Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad also be playing in Europe this week, so we'll see how that impact their game here on Sunday versus Celta de Vigo. Alright, so as it relates to my predictions for this game though, I'm going to go with here, this one is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to go with both teams to score here, and in terms of a combination bet, I'm going to say here right, I'm going to give you my scoreline first, and for my scoreline I'm going to go with 2-1 in favor of Celta de Vigo. Alright, in terms of handicap system, on the handicap system, in terms of combination bet also, we can go ahead and we can take either team to win and under 2.5. I believe, I don't think we're going to have over 3 goals in this game. On the handicap system though, as it relates to Celta de Vigo, alright, I'm going to take this one to be a draw on the handicap system. I don't expect a lot of goals in this game, to be honest with you, and this is the reason why I'm going for a draw on the handicap system. Alright, so recapping predictions for the Celta de Vigo versus Real Sociedad game, I'm expecting both teams to score. And in terms of scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Celta. And in terms of a combination bet, I'm saying either team to win on under 2.5 goals in the game. And on the handicap system, -1 and the draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Celta de Vigo versus Real Sociedad game. Alright, we'll move on to our next game, which is Real Madrid versus Barcelona. So this is the first El Clasico of the season. We'll have the second one next year. And so this is going to be the much talked about game for this week. And based on how both teams are playing, I think this one is going to peter out into a draw, to be honest with you. A 1-all draw or a 2-all draw, I believe. But I'm going to take this one to be a draw. Both teams score. In terms of a combination bet, you would go with either team to win and both to score. In terms of my predicted scoreline, I'm saying here that we're going to have a 2-all draw. Alright. So on the handicap system, if you should go ahead and you say Real Madrid to win by a goal and you have a 2-all draw, that means that Barcelona would have won. Alright, because they've won a 3-2 on the handicap system. However, if Real go ahead and win by 2-1, then it would be a draw on this system. Alright. So as it relates to this, I'm going to take here Barcelona at +1. Alright, so recapping predictions for the El Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. This one being played at Real Madrid's home, the Bernabeu. I think this one is going to end in a draw. Both teams to score, yes. And in terms of a combination, I say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me is 2-all rather, in favor 2-all. 2-all, I'm talking nonsense. 2-all. Predicted scoreline 2-all. And in terms of a handicap system, I'm going here and I'm going to say here Barcelona at +1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the El Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. This one being staged at the Bernabeu. Alright, so I'm going from the El Clasico. We'll move on to Espanyol versus Real Valladolid. And this game now, it should be an interesting one. I think it's going to be a close one as well. And so as a result, I'm going to go with Espanyol to win this one. Both teams to score, I'm saying yes. In terms of a combination bet, I'm going to go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me for this game, I'm going to go with 2-1 scoreline in favor of Espanyol. And also in terms of the handicap system, then you come here. Also, we could take another combination bet here, either team to win and under 3.5 goals. That's nice odds, nice $1.75, really good odds there. And in terms of the handicap system, I would go with Espanyol to win by a goal, but I'm going to go with a draw here based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so recapping predictions for Espanyol versus Real Valladolid, I'm expecting Espanyol to win. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm saying yes. And also in terms of a combination bet, I'm saying either team to win and both teams to score. In terms of scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Espanyol. And another combination bet, you can go with either team to win and under 3.5 goals. And on the handicap system, I'm going with -1, but I'm going to go with the draw. So that would be a +1. Alright. So those are my predictions for the Espanyol versus Real Valladolid game. And we're going to move on to our next game, which is Real Betis versus Almeria. Alright. Real Betis versus Almeria, and this is our penultimate game of this game week. And so let's get straight into the predictions. And for this one, I'm going to take Real Betis to win. I do believe Almeria is going to find a goal against them. And so therefore, I'm saying either team to win and both to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm going to go with 3-1 for Betis. Okay. In terms of the handicap system, I'll take Betis to win by a goal. $2 so that's really nice. Alright, so in terms of recapping predictions again for Real Betis versus Almeria, I'm expecting Real Betis to win. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either to win and both to score. In terms of scoreline, I'm saying 3-1 in favor of Real Betis. And on the handicap system, I'm taking Real Betis to win this one by a goal. Alright, and so we're going to move on to our final game for this game week. And this game is Villarreal versus Osasuna. Sorry about that just now. Villarreal versus Osasuna. For this one, Villarreal, they have been off to an awful start too. Let's see where they are in tables. And Villarreal, Osasuna is in 8th, Villarreal is in 9th. That's the point separating both teams. Villarreal has the better goal difference, but they have been off color this season based on the start that they had, based on how they were in pre-season. I really expected them to be doing more than what they're doing now. It's really a shame, to be honest with you. And so, but let's head straight into the predictions for this game. Villarreal versus Osasuna. Alright, so here now I'm going to take both teams to score. No, not both teams to score. I'm going to take Villarreal to win and both teams not to score. Alright, so that's it. In terms of a combination bet, I say either to win and both not to score. In terms of my predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-0 in favor of Villarreal here. On the handicap system, I'd go ahead and take Villarreal to win this one by a goal. $2.70, really nice odds there. Yeah, so recapping the predictions for Villarreal versus Osasuna, I'm taking Villarreal to win this game. For both teams to score, I'm saying no. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me is 2-0 in favor of Villarreal, and I'm expecting Villarreal to win this one by a goal on the handicap system. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Villarreal versus Osasuna game, and I hope that you've taken note, and I hope that you continue to win. And as I always say, I'm asking you to spread the word with these videos, post them on your social media pages, and encourage your friends to come along and take part in this, because these are means to earn. I mean, this is another way of earning passively. Passively. And so you're just coming with your betting plan, and you can win. As I say, whenever you're making the betting slips, ensure you put 3 to 5 the most per slip in terms of predictions. And you take, I suggest you take your predictions from different games. Don't take all your predictions from one game. Well, you can take them from one game if you're absolutely confident about that, and you can do that. Yeah, the less predictions per slip, the higher the possibility of you winning that betting slip, alright? But also, the less predictions on the slip, the more money you have to invest to get a proper return. Yeah, that's how it works, yes. But as I say, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and share this video and give me a thumbs up.